If technology is going to take healthcare to the masses, then startups are the vehicles that could accomplish this mission. The Pitch Fest in Kaho has identified and encouraged such new ideas year after year. Among the various competitive new ideas, some 3 creamy ones have made it to the top of the list. Here they are making their presentations to the esteemed forum. And to chair this session, let's call upon our Kaho patron dearest Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil and Mr. Mithun John. Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil, CEO of Director of Foundation for Quality India, as also being the Director of National Referral Center for Lead, Dr. Thuppil is fondly referred as the Lead Man of India. Dr. Thuppil has to his credit worked in limiting the lead content in paints and has also been instrumental in getting lead-free petrol in India. Dr. Venkatesh Thuppil, a principal assessor in NABL, has also received many awards like the International Award for Science, Truth and Honor, prestigious Aryabhatta Award, and Lifetime Achievement Award from Kaho. We'd like to hear from the man who published over 350 scientific papers in peer-reviewed journals. Welcome, Dr. Thuppil.
Thank you.
The next chair, Mr. Mithun John. To chair this session, we have our vibrant young man, the joint CEO of Maharashtra State Innovation Society, IIM Bangalore, Mr. Mithun John. He has more than a decade of valuable experience in healthcare biotechnology. And as an engineer with a management aptitude, Mithun has been exposed to Indian as well as international markets of innovations to his credit. Mithun is noted to be passionate about startups and investments, both in the regulated as well as the semi-regulated environments. I'd like to introduce our dearest Sameer Mehta, the Vice President and the patron of Kaho, Vice Chairman, Board of Directors of one of the oldest hospitals in Chennai, Mehta Hospital, a med techie and a medical socialite, a wonderful friend, Sameer Mehta, to say a few words about how he conducted the Pitch Fest every year after year and how these wonderful startup companies have been identified and given a platform. Over to you, Sameer.
Thanks, Gayatri. I think it's always great to be in the company of warm friends, and not only you, Sandeep, and Dr. Venkatesh here. I think Kaho in that way builds a strong family, and the idea is to be very inclusive. I think that's the idea when we started working with startups. How do we build a platform for them that was a little bit different, where we give them an opportunity to kind of like grow some wings, to grow wiser, older, and perhaps smarter with us, and to grow with us, right? I think for most of us who work in the clinical or healthcare setting, technology needs to make a mark, because clearly our customers demand it, whether it's around access, around affordability, around safety, patient care, around just expectations. Today, who would have thought 10 years ago that the most popular doctor on the planet is Google, right? Dr. Google, who doesn't have accountability, is the most popular doctor on the planet, right? Who would have thought 10 years ago that the most popular method of communicating with our spouses and kids is WhatsApp, right? It's a bit bizarre, right? Because when we actually look at it and peel the onion a little bit, we want to cry. But I think that's what we kind of like need in healthcare. We need tools that make our lives better tomorrow than our yesterdays. Whether it's from a customer side, whether it's from a partner side, whether it's from the family side, or whether it's just from the perspective of our nurses, our allied health, our lab techs, our whether diagnostic techs, the radiologists. For most of us who work in busy hospitals, and Gayatri, you're familiar with this, or Dr. Venkatesh in St. John's, the reality is most are overworked. Most quality of life is not that great. We make it great because we make an effort as individuals, but as a collective, we need technology. And I think that's what we started working with startups. When we started this a few years ago, and Sandeep and you were very, very deeply involved with that, we had many folks who came to us mainly looking for investment. The hope was that like somebody will wave a magic wand, an angel or a VC and give you money instantly. And what we've learned over time is actually that's not what the major fix is. So this year we had 78 applicants. We had some fantastic examples. We had some in biotech, deep medtech. We had quite a few that were focused around making consumer lives better. But we also had quite a few, surprisingly, this year that made the nurse's life better, the doctor's life better, the the diagnostic technician's life better. And I think that's what this group has been representative of. So 78 applicants. We heard 13 a couple of days back, and it's shortlisted from that to a couple. And the hope is that from these couple, we will have winners. And that's the idea. The suspense of the winner's actual announcement comes a little bit later in the day. But I think for the moment, we wanted to hear three of the greatest ideas that we came across during this period that move it one step ahead. The final piece I want to leave you with is this is not a one activity per year exercise for Kaho. We will handhold all the startups that apply. Our incubator and accelerator partners have committed to giving help to any of the applicants who come through Kaho in their incubation centers, in some cases free of cost, in some cases slightly better than their standard terms. And I think the idea of this is to make more people rise to the surface. And I think if we can make that happen over a year's handholding from Kaho, will transform what we call great startups to unicorns and beyond. But really, if you save one life, are you better than a unicorn? A unicorn is fictitious. A startup may be temporal. But if you save a life, you're what we call footprints in time. I think that's what we want. We want legends. And so with that, I pass it to Dr. Venkatesh. Sir, if you could hear three fantastic startups and perhaps give your opinions and ask some tough questions, please.
Thank you, Samir. I thought there is only blood in your heart. You have passion, commitment, and I tell you, you are fantastic. You are the right vice president for Kaho. I tell you, startup, it should be a real startup. And whenever there's a problem, there is a revolution. Now we have problems, especially Indian rural health. What is that problem? We have provided gases to everybody. Gas cylinders are there. We have provided ration to them. We have provided television to them. Have we provided right type of healthcare to our rural population? Indian rural population, we know, is at 3-tier level. The first tier is sub-center. Second tier is primary health center. The third tier is community health center. In all this, there are some lacuna. There are resources, limited resources. There's a 18% resource limitation in sub-center, 22% at PHC, go to that higher level, 30%. Now, this is the challenge. This is the challenge. Problem we have, this is the challenge. I'm not worried about problem. With three speakers here today, Arogya, Sambhu Alpha, and Smart Vision, I'm sure they will show us the right direction to take care of these challenges. And, you know, just I mentioned earlier when Devi Shetty presented, we are all talking about shortage of beds, even during the COVID period. I tell you, more than 50% of the COVID patients, where were they? They were at home. They were sleeping on their bed. They have survived. That bed is also a patient bed. With the technology tools, if we can reach out to every rural bed, every rural population, I tell you, the problem of shortage of bed can be solved without any problem. Simple. It doesn't require any investment. What it requires is some commitment. Today, I'm extremely happy to have assist a chairperson. I will call myself a co-chair today because the future is in the younger generation. And I am very happy. We have young man, Mithun John. I spoke to him a few hours ago. I thought he would be around 70, 75-year-old man. When I heard he's only half my age, I tell you, the amount of joy I had was enormous. Welcome, Mithun John. I will assist you. We have three speakers today, three presentations, in fact. Everywhere we are using this smart. I thought We were talking only about smart cities. Now this smart is referring to very, very specific rural healthcare, very measurable rural healthcare, achievable rural healthcare, and apart from that, time bound. Are we going to do that? I'm sure our presenters will address this issue. Over to you, Mithun, if you would like to say something. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Dr. Venkatesh. And I must say, you're being modest beyond means, by saying what you just said about me. And like I told you 3 hours back, with a legend like you around, I would rather keep quiet and listen and let you do all the talking. So, but I would like to thank CAHO for having me on board. And just to introduce myself, I'm a part of Maharashtra State Innovation Society, which is a nodal agency of the government of Maharashtra to support startups in the state. Prior to this, I have worked with a few early stage healthcare startups in Bangalore as well as in Mumbai. And I'm privileged to be a part of this, and I look forward to the startup pitches. And just one thing that I'd like to mention: over the last year and a half, during the pandemic, at least we have seen the kind of contribution that startups can make. Because when COVID hit us in the face, it was, and we were the government's agency, so we kind of saw the value that startups could bring to the table. And if I have to quote a couple of examples, we had a startup called as Haystack Analytics, which does genome sequencing, and which is based out of IIT Bombay. So they worked with the government and they did the genome sequencing of thousands of COVID samples, which helped us preempt, when there would be an outbreak in certain parts of the state. So that's one example. The other one was a startup called as Noka Robotics, based out of Pune, supported by IIT Kanpur, a very young team, a dynamic team. In less than 18 months, they have from scratch to finished developed ventilators. And as it's the last I spoke to them, they had installed successfully close to 2,000 ventilators across the country with a full-fledged team. So that's the kind of work startups are doing. And like Dr. Venkatesh rightly said, it's with such young, dynamic folks that, we can solve healthcare problems and go at scale to rural parts of the country. So I look forward to the pictures, and thank you very much for having me on board.
So the presentations today, the first one, Arogya AI Innovations Private Limited, on software for rapid tuberculosis, and the presenter is going to be Dr. Prapti Jaiswal. Over to you, Dr. Prapti.
Thank you and good evening. It's an honor to be presenting amongst this very, very elite panel. Please allow me to introduce to you Arogya AI. We provide precision diagnosis for antimicrobial resistance using genomics and artificial intelligence. And our asks are broadly for hospitals and laboratories, for connects, for deploying our pilot, as well as for investment. The reason we've built Arogya AI is because experts believe that superbugs will cause the next pandemic. The emergence of antimicrobial resistance is rampant across the globe and is only growing every year. Tuberculosis is the most lethal infectious disease besides COVID in the recent years. And drug-resistant tuberculosis has only exacerbated the problem. There is a need for using technology to overcome such issues. And our first product provides precision diagnosis for drug-resistant tuberculosis. We marry genomics and artificial intelligence to do so. This is 100 times faster than the existing gold standard, where we take the bacterial sample from the patient, sequence the whole genome, and within less than an hour, we're able to generate a report that can enable a doctor to figure out which medication will work best for the patient. This results in positive treatment outcomes and faster treatment of drug-resistant TB patients, which remains a massive roadblock in our achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals of eliminating tuberculosis globally and specifically in India. We've built this software as a continuous learning platform that is inspired by evolution itself. Bacteria, viruses, pathogens evolve to develop drug resistance when they need to overcome stress. Our algorithm has two components, the bioinformatics component and the machine learning pipeline, which both together work in conjunction. With the input as the genomic sequence, the bioinformatics pipeline prepares the sample to be fed into the machine learning algorithm, which is able to identify mutations and correlate it to the resistance status. There's a continuous feedback mechanism where each sample only strengthens the algorithm. We filed the patent and currently are working to build this stack of database for making it a much stronger diagnostic tool. We're very privileged to be working with Niti Aayog, the BIRAC, and the Jan Care Innovation Grant we've acquired for pilot and deployment, which brings me directly to my asks to this audience. We're hoping to work with hospitals and diagnostic laboratories to pilot deploy our product, which is for software for tuberculosis drug sensitivity test. We're also fundraising for about 5 crores and already have commitment of 2 crores in the bank. The beauty of pathogen genomics is that it is pathogen agnostic. We draw inspiration from Bill Gates and beyond tuberculosis, intend to build this algorithm and scale it to other infectious diseases. In partnership with Illumina, our strategic investors, we intend to grow. So please join us on this quest. Our website and email ID are here. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to connecting.
Thank you, Dr. Prapti. Thank you very much. Only one question can I ask you with regard to affordability, availability, and sustainability to rural population.
Absolutely. So affordability, genomic sequencing, I do understand that it is a cost right now, but that is coming down exponentially, and within the next few months to a year, we expect about 4 to 6 times reduction in the cost. The cost reduction and the technology now today exists as a portable point of care device, can be connected to a laptop on site that addresses your accessibility at the PHC level. So that as we are building our product, the ecosystem is becoming more and more accepting for it to actually affect patients at scale. So we're working on it, and hopefully that unison happens soon for it to affect change. Thank you.
Thank you. Over to Mithun, you would like to.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dr. Jaiswal. Great presentation. In fact, so how many samples have you analyzed so far?
Yeah, we're in the ballpark of 3,000 to about 5,000 is where we're at right now. For tuberculosis alone, yeah.
Okay, and is that on a pilot basis?
Yes, yes. We're working with Illumina, who is our strategic investor, and have various sites under the program.
Okay, so Illumina is a strategic investor in you. Right. Okay, and so what kind of clients are you looking at, for genome sequencing? Because scale can come through government. So what are your plans?
Absolutely. So we are going after the B2G as well as the B2B2C model. The B2G is directly to governments because the National TB Elimination Program requires this kind of a solution. These are direct mandates from the World Health Organization. We're also looking at the B2B2C channel of going to market by partnering with hospitals and diagnostic labs in the private sector, because while all diagnosis and treatment is free of cost to the end user in the public sector, there is a demand for testing in the private sector as well. So we have collaborated with a few private sector players as well.
Okay, so I mean, you're already partnered or in talks with?
In progress with, yeah.
Okay, got it. And I was just also curious to know, because I know Haystack has done this. Have you found an extended application during the COVID times?
Definitely. We've built a COVID pipeline. We're also working on several other pathogens and infectious diseases that manifest antimicrobial resistance, because that's the umbrella where this kind of a technology can be adapted to. So that's definitely the vision going forward.
Okay, and did you get that grant from BIRAC or DST?
Yes, we have a
Okay.
grant from BIRAC, we have a grant from DST, as well as one from NITI Aayog.
And that was for COVID, or was it for?
No. These are for the tuberculosis solutions right
Okay.
now.
Okay, great. I mean, I'm glad to have witnessed your presentation. And just for your knowledge, we run an event called as the Startup Week. So in 2019, we gave a 15 lakh pilot to Haystack, and that's how we came across him. So you can check it on our website. It's an annual event where we give pilots to 24 startups.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Thanks. Nice meeting you.
Great work.
Thank you, Dr. Prapti Jaiswal, and wishing you good luck with your product and your innovations and your future endorsements for the product.
Thank you.
Please.
All three presenters are very smart. I tell you, they're very specific. They're measurable in their efforts. They're achievable to the rural. I'm talking about rural population. They're very relevant also, as on today's healthcare. And I hope, as Mithun was asking, how can it reach majority at affordable cost within a short period of time, that it should be a time bound also. That's how SMART, we normally say, is applicable to all the three projects here. Well, thank you very much. I must, we are all part of CAHO only. I don't want to thank CAHO. CAHO need not thank me. We are, between like-minded people like you and me. We may be 18 people today, maybe 800 people tomorrow. There are no thanks or excuses between like-minded people. With this, over to Gayatri.
Okay, Dr. Venkatesh Tuppil, I'm not going to thank you because you've specifically told us not to thank you. But it comes so naturally that we have to say or put words to our gratitude for providing us this time, which is such a pleasure to have you around. And thank you, Mr. Mithun also. And congratulations to all the presenters, wishing you all good luck. I'd like to say that PitchFest is really a beautiful feather in CAHO Tech's cap of achievements. And I should thank Mr. Samir Mehta and all the chairs and the presenters. And it is a wonderful opportunity for all hospital owners and healthcare medtech people to have an exposure to what's happening around. So people say that the eye doesn't see what the mind doesn't know. But if there are smart vision glasses like these, if there are products that are so endearing, I'm sure mind can do much more than what it can really understand, both emotionally as well as physically. So thank you very much for this session.